My dad came over first and lived with a family in the church that he was a farmer, I think for 2 years, and then my mother came over with 2 children at that time. My dad built his own house, or our own house. It was a 2-story house. It was not open concept like today. There's dining room, living room, kitchen. Kitchen is big because life centers around the kitchen at that time. There are 9 children in our family, so it was a busy family. There were always lots of people at the dinner table. So there were always weddings and birthdays and so on as I grew up there. Several of the weddings were in our own house. There wasn't a lot of money for extensive things like weddings. So yeah, but we had a great time.
So I come from a big family, and we were the big kids and the little kids. And it wasn't a big house, you know. All the girls slept in one room and the boys slept in another room. So they made do. The kitchen was small. There was so much life there. It was so small, and yet there was canning and baking and making bread, and we had a small table, and in the back was a bench for the girls. Then when the little kids came along, they sat across. The parents sat at either end, and you know, we always sat for meals.
Our parents immigrated from Russia to China to Paraguay. And so, since we didn't have any other relatives, and my little friends would go to their grandparents at Christmas time and have another meal and gifts, we were always a wee bit sorry about that. But I come from a big family, and we were 8 in our family. And so we always had a lot of fun, and we did not care really that other people were luckier than us. We were lucky within ourselves. As the last child of the family, my older siblings were already either, my oldest brother was going to school, and so I never got to know him really because he was out of the house, out of the area, and my other sister was married already. And so, but with the younger siblings, the last 5, we had a wonderful time. Because, you know, when we played, there was always somebody that cheered you on, and somebody that would correct you or show you how to do it. And we came from a family that was very peaceful. My dad would never raise his voice. When he would talk very silent, very quietly, then we knew that's serious, we better listen. And my mom, she would solve the problems right there. If you were bad in her eyes, she would do it right there. She either gave you a little spanking, but she would never say, wait till Dad came home, because when Dad came home, everything was okay. So we had a very good childhood.
Growing up, so I have one older brother, and a few years after we moved here, 1977, I had a sister. She was born. But back then, growing up, you know, it's when you first came here, I would kind of say my brother was probably my best friend at the time, right? My best, maybe only friend as well. It was good because we were exploring Canada together, and you know, you just got to stick together like glue, because there's nothing else. There's, you know, away where your old neighborhood friends from the old country, and the only other person that wasn't an adult living in our home was my brother. So, we're pretty close, still are. It was, we became normal kids that just wanted to play road hockey, play in the park, jump off a swing, do everything else.